Okay, just in pledge. Okay, we'll do it for the regular meetings. So this is to read the 2025 budget. So I am going to go by the funds. I'll just stay on the same fund. Make sure that you have, yep, use this one. That's the summary one. So the current year, the beginning balance on the general fund was $459,399.31. We are estimating the first 6 months and the last 6 months for property taxes to come in at $218,000. I've got the wrong one in my hand. And then the local government tax, we're estimating at $30,500. The property tax allocation at $46,000. The special assessment, special assessment is zero. Earnings on investment at $74,000 and miscellaneous revenue of $60,003.86. We're estimating expenditures for administrative salaries of $82,000. The administrative other, which would be combination of, sorry, I'm trying to jump down. I believe that is a combination. The first salary is like the PERS. The other salary would be $114,140.60. Other general expenditures of $60,000. The lighting expenditures, which is our lighting district, of $2,000. The park of Whitaker Park estimate of $9,000, which will leave a ending balance of $620,799.13 for the general fund. So that'll be our beginning balance for 2025. I'm estimating the real estate taxes of $220,000, the local government of $31,000, property tax allocation of $50,000, the earnings investment of $76,000, miscellaneous of $60,000. Expenditures, I'm estimating the administrative salaries of $91,000, the administrative other of $131,500. Other general is $60,000. The lighting district is staying the same at $2,000, and the park staying the same at $9,000, which would leave us an ending balance for 2025 for general fund of $764,339.13. Any questions on the general? Okay. Move to the next one, which is our motor vehicle. So I'm on page 3. The beginning balance for 2024 was $35,066.04. The estimate revenue of $35,000. We have interest earned of $1,600. And I did an estimate of expenditures of $20,000, which leaves a balance of $51,666.04. So that'll be our beginning balance for 2025. I stayed the same on the estimate for the other for revenue of $35,000. Same with the interest earned at $1,600. And I kept the expenditures at $20,000. So that would leave an ending balance for the motor vehicle license of $68,266.04. Any questions on that fund?
No.
The next fund is the gasoline tax, and that's where we pay our road crew. So 2024, we had a beginning balance of $127,268.71. I have an estimate income of $150,000 on the taxes, interest earnings of $5,000, expenditures I'm estimating $120,000, and then the highway other expenditures of $18,800. Which would leave a balance of $143,468.71. So that'll be our beginning balance for 2025. I'm estimating our revenue income of $152,000. the interest earnings of $5,000. I'm estimating the salaries at $123,000 and the other expenses at $22,000, which would leave an ending balance of $155,468.71. And again, that's what we pay the road for. Any questions on that? Now on Road and Bridge, so page 7. Beginning balance for 2024 was $229,694.71. I'm estimating the property taxes of $290,000, the property tax allocation of $72,000, miscellaneous revenue of $11,000. All of the expenditures go into one when I enter this on the budget, into the budget. So it's saying the estimate expenditures for that fund would be $331,000. So that'll leave us a balance of $271,694.71. But that'll be our beginning balance for 2025. I am estimating the real estate tax of $300,000, the property allocation of $75,000, miscellaneous of $3,000, and the expenditures of $352,000, which will leave an ending balance of $297,694.71 on Road and Bridge. Questions?
Nope.
Cemetery Fund, page 9. Beginning balance for 2024, $62,864.69. The license permit fees estimate of revenue of $12,000, miscellaneous of $23,000. The expenditures I'm estimating at $28,000, which will leave a balance of $69,864.69. So that'll be our beginning balance for 2025. I'm estimating our fees and permits of $10,000, the miscellaneous at $25,000, expenditures of $30,000. So that'll leave a ending balance of $74,864.69 for the cemetery fund. Next fund is the permissive motor vehicle license tax fund. We had a beginning balance of $257,486.73. I'm estimating the local taxes of $60,000, earnings on investments of $11,000, and expenditures of $62,000. That will leave a balance of $266,486.73. So that'll be our beginning balance for 2025. I'm estimating the local taxes of $62,000 for that fund, the earnings on investments of $12,000, and I did the expenditures of $152,500 because we usually rotate between this fund and Road and Bridge for our road work. So that's why I estimated it at $152,000. That would leave an ending balance of $187,986.73. Next fund would be the American Rescue Plan Fund. We had a beginning balance. Kevin finished writing. So I'm on page 13. Beginning balance of $161,166.76. We had the earnings on investments of $3,000. I am estimating expenditures of $82,083.38, which would leave a balance of $82,083.38 for 2025. I'm estimating earnings on investments of $2,000 for next year. And then I am estimating the expenditures, because I know it's getting close to where we have to close this fund, of $84,083.38. So that would zero out that fund at the end of next year. And that fund does have to be spent by 2026. I checked on that with Dusty, and Steve also said that. But that's why I made that a zero balance by 25. Next fund is our fire fund, page 15. Beginning balance of $527,693.50. The real estate taxes of $328,000. Charges for services is down right now, so I estimated at $65,000. The property allocation at $92,000. Other is $16,000. Miscellaneous would be $20,000. All of the expenses for the fire fund fall into just the two categories here. So it's saying fire projection salaries of $130,000. That is not all salary, it's other appropriations in that. Then the other would be $395,500. So that'll leave a ending balance of $523,193.50 for a beginning balance of 2025. Check myself on something. So I'm estimating our real estate taxes of $330,000 for 2025, charges for services of $75,000. Property tax allocation, I stayed at $92,000. Other, I kept at kept at $16,000. Miscellaneous, I kept at $20,000. For the expenditures on the first with the salary and then the other appropriations, I did at $150,000. And all the other expenditures for the fire fund, I put at $436,500. So that left an ending balance for the fire fund of $469,693.50. The last fund we have is the permanent improvement fund, and that is the fund that we're allowed to spend that's left over from the bond issue. So that beginning balance was $584.41. Sorry, can't read that one out. We do not get any revenue on that one. I'm estimating expenditures of $53,000, which would leave a balance of $450,184.41. Again, we have no revenue on that fund. I estimated it at 200 because I was not sure on the addition for the day room. Well, I shouldn't say addition, the renovation and with the day room. So I estimated at 200,000. So that would leave a fund balance of $250,184.41. That was on the permanent improvement. Any questions?
No. No, ma'am.
So now we just need to adjourn our budget hearing, please. I need a motion for that.
I'd like to adjourn our budget hearing. Second.
Perfect, thank you. So the budget